What if this was just a podcast, us listening to the song?
This is good. It has to be that a little bit. Watch, it's about to loop. I'm almost ready here. I think we're live on everything, looks like, including my own page, which is pretty cool.
There you go.
This
Technology.
platform age, man, that we live in is crazy.
I don't get it.
Am I okay. Oh, good. It shows me I am recording and I'm live streaming. Okay. Let's start this thing. Hey, everybody. It's Andrew Edison, and you're listening to Movie BLAB.
Reading loud and clear. The clock has started.
The clock is started.
This is where you dance to get people to watch. It's that time again, guys. Episode 3 of Movie BLAB. Today I welcome special guest Tommy Avalone, documentary filmmaker extraordinaire.
To this podcast, spread the word.
What's up, everybody? We are live across platforms for the first time. Thank you for tuning in. I'm here with Tommy Avalone. How are you today, Tommy?
Good. How are you?
I am good. I have my iced tea. I'm ready to go. I'm getting in the groove with this thing. This week has been just a masterclass in learning how to podcast. I'm trying to say less.
Oh, God.
It's so hard. I'm challenging myself.
I edit all our docs and I cut like minutes out of scenes by just cutting out likes, and then I do it as well.
Oh, there's a hot tip right off the start. That's right. Tommy is an amazing documentary filmmaker. We're going to be talking about all 3 of his documentaries that I've seen. Are there more? I think there's 3, right?
Well, yeah, I directed I Am Santa Claus, Bill Murray Stories, and Walt on Weed.
Yes.
I produced Ghost Heads, but
Oh, okay. So yeah, we're here to talk about you as a director. I'm kidding. That sounds awesome. Yeah,
no,
it's
fine.
great to produce too. No, I want to talk about that. But okay, let's dive into this. Your documentaries have been seen on Netflix. They've been seen. Sorry, I'm trying to learn to hype more. They've been seen on Hulu. They've been seen all over the world. Because why do you think? I think it's because they make people feel great.
Oh yeah, I mean, thank you. The Bill Murray Stories is the one that really kind of had that a little bit more of a global thing. It was on TBS in Spain and France. That's weird.
Yeah, I want to get into them, but I want to start in chronological order.
Sure.
Because when I researched you, I was trying to get, because I'm trying to get good at this, and I realized I've been a fan of your work for even longer than I realized, because I've seen I Am Santa Claus, and I didn't realize that was I'm friends with lots of people on Facebook, and that are in the film world, and I get names mixed up, and I'm on and off Facebook depending on how I'm feeling. Now I'm on, but so I didn't realize that was your film, and I loved that movie. And so I want to talk about. I want to go back to Tommy Avalone sitting in his room thinking about, when did you get the idea for this documentary? Because all of your ideas going in, your premises are so strong.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, me and my wife were just walking around. We were living in New Jersey at the time, the Deseret Mall, and it was Christmas. And I was like, I wonder what life this guy goes home to,
Right.
And we just kind of just followed that thread. Oddly enough, how you and me, I don't want to say met, but started kind of talking is we both were in the, I don't know if it's Smodcast or Kevin Smith Movie Club.
Oh, who knows? I like Smodcast better. Movie Club sounds like more like a movie of the week.
Sure, yeah, but
it's cool.
I had produced Miss December, which came out through Kevin's thing.
Oh, okay, that's how it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so that movie was playing a film festival, and Morgan Spurlock was there, and with the movie Greatest Movie Ever Sold. And I was like, we had this mutual friend, and I started talking to Morgan. I was like, hey man, I got this idea for a documentary, following around Santa Clauses when they're not being Santa. He's like, oh, that's a great idea, and it was kind of that little bit of confidence.
Oh,
wow. I never made a doc before, and so I started reaching out to other documentary filmmakers, and unlike scripted directors, they answer, because it's just a different kind of breed,
Absolutely.
So I would just ask a bunch of questions, and they were very, very helpful with that stuff.
Yeah, I'm finding that even just getting people on the show, has been really easy and encouraging because people want to talk about their work because a lot of these
Once it's recorded, yes. Like, but if it's just like, hey, could I pick your brain? It's a
oh,
little
that
bit
can get
more, a
annoying.
little less.
That can
Yeah,
get annoying for sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah.
um, okay. When did you start making films? Where, like, how did that come to be? Were you born with the bug, or was it something you fell into later?
When I was younger, me and my friends would just videotape ourselves like wrestling buddies. Like I was always a big wrestling fan,
Yeah.
and then we would like redo skits from Mad TV, and we're like, oh, we should just make our own skits. And
Yeah.
we
What
just
if we
started doing that.
was it Stuart? Did
Yeah.
you do Stuart?
No,
Stuart.
no, it was like My White Mama, like the Artie
Okay.
Lang,
I love
and
Artie,
like
dude.
and the Levi's commercials that they would make fun of, like
Yes.
those are like the prime ones we would do. But yeah, and then we just started making our own sketches, and we were like one of those millions of people who made a Blair Witch parody. We did one of those that no one
I gotta do.
saw.
Yeah. Well, copying is the first step towards originality, right? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Um,
awesome.
but yeah, and
Uh,
then I just like because I wanted to be like a like a Kevin Smith, like so I started like trying to write and direct these sort of movies. I did this movie
I
called
know
Community
Tuller.
College. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I did this movie called Community College, and that was a learning experience. We had like Michael Ray Bauer who played Donkey Lips. He was in there.
Cool.
But then I just started producing things because I felt like I wasn't really the best at getting actors to do what I wanted them to as far as like
Sure.
directing wise.
Yeah.
I realized I was just working with my friends that weren't real actors. So I'm not sure. I think it was somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But then I just transitioned into documentaries, and
Yeah,
that's
but you put some
really
narrative stuff in your docs. You got some,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, especially in,
Like
the animation stuff and some recreations and some all kinds of cool stuff in Bill Murray.
yeah, in the Bill Murray stories, we had to like 3 minute sort of scripted opening that like
Mhm.
I was like, it was my like, hey, can I do this?
Yes,
It
you
was like
can.
me just it's just like just trying to figure out. Like, although it's funny, a lot of people don't like the open. They half and half. Like some people I'll hear like, oh
Most
man,
people
I
can
was a little.
shut up.
They go, I was a little nervous with the movie, but then it started, and that was
Oh,
cool.
okay. So cool. Oh my
Dave
gosh.
did, Dave Deneen did this, and he's the guy who did Buddy Christ.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Shout out to him. Holy shit, that is incredible. And then, of course, back
yeah.
behind you is the severed head of Bill Murray. It would
Well,
appear.
same guy, Dave Deneen did that.
Wow, I gotta get in touch with this dude. I got an armadillo movie I gotta talk to him about. Um, that's awesome. Yeah. So okay. So let's talk about working with your.
Oh wait, are these your questions on the screen?
No, you can see them. Shit. Now I'm going to distract you by reading you a tidbit from Variety. No, I'm kidding. I'll do that later. Okay, Bill Murray. This
You
is
bring the questions back. I'm not gonna read. I can't read. I mean,
no, I can
I
see them.
can
I can.
read.
I'm just trying to. This is my. I don't want other people to read.
Well, I'm saying I can read words. I just can't see the words to read them. I just want your audience to know that I'm that much educated.
We were workshopping. We were tinkering this. Well, okay, I see you. There's not much on here, but the theme this week, okay, to dive into what we're talking about, we're trying to keep this thing focused sometimes, is putting yourself out there. And so in Bill Murray stories, you are sort of, you could say, the main character next to Bill. It's almost like a theoretical buddy comedy between you and Bill.
Yeah, I mean, like we didn't want it to be like, hey, my name's Tommy Avalone, and I'm trying to have myself a Bill Murray, story. Like it was like, and it's really difficult. I mean, Morgan can do it, Michael Moore can do it. Like it's hard. Some people just feel like making a documentary. You just put yourself in it, and that solves all
Well,
problems.
I think it depends on the project.
Yeah, because like I mean, Santa and Waldo and all that stuff. Like I'm not in it at all. But Bill Murray, it was like we needed some sort of like. It was very difficult with that movie where you you're telling a bunch of here's a story, here's a story, here's a story. Like, how do you make these not feel like video, like a online vignettes?
Of course, like a movie analysis vignette, the Mythbuster thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So you need like a through line, and you need someone to help with that discovery, you know? But like when I'm calling Bill, like I'm not going, hey, you know, like I love to hang out. I want to have my Bill Murray story.
No, that's
blah,
what's
blah, blah,
fun
blah.
about the movie is we
Yeah.
sit down expecting you. It's just about a guy desperately trying to hunt down Bill Murray. But
It's
really,
like a journalist thing, you know?
yeah, exactly. It's more about the stories, and then without any spoilers, that comes across in a great way.
Yeah, I mean, like, because like our thought was like, well, what if we just made like a Bigfoot documentary? But
Yes.
you know, it was like, but it's not Bill that's Bigfoot; it's the stories that are Bigfoot. Because you obviously know Bill Murray's real, you know.
Yeah.
So you're hunting down the story, really.
So how do you know, you don't consider yourself to be, you said, you know, necessarily an actor's director, right?
I mean, I like to like work on that craft.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I
So
got
what's it like to
masterclass.
be the actor in a way?
Oh yeah, that was very difficult. You know, like you know, I typically ham it up when I'm uncomfortable.
Sure.
So there was
Same.
just so much stuff that I just had to cut out, you know, because like no one wants to see you ham it up. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if they don't know you and you're acting like an idiot,
Yeah.
it's quickly like I've watched so many documentaries where people put themselves in it, and it's just like they just think they're hilarious, you know, and it's just like
I've watched a lot of Tarantino scenes like that too. With Tarantino.
But Tarantino's great though.
Is he great
like,
in every movie that he's that he cameos in? No, I mean, yeah, it's such a bad. I feel like one wrong thing, and there people are
maybe
like,
not Lil Nicky, you know.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know, man. Like but it's just like it was just one of those situations where there's a couple parts where I would ham it up, and I was like, I need to cut that out, you know. And I was very uncomfortable, like, because it's like I don't know, just film me walking here, you know, like
Yeah.
you know, like because like you have this vision and this idea of what you want to do.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to putting the camera on you, you're like, I don't know, man, this is weird.
Totally. Yeah, I don't know about this dude. No, did that distract you because directing is a thing, right? Did you find directing distracting?
No, because I mean, it depends. Like when we're in Scotland, like there's a whole bunch of like just like we're like, well, we're here. Let's film me being here. But what do we do? So we're like, should we go to one of these castles? You know, like, well, you know, am I drinking scotch in Scotland? You know, like it was just like a bunch of that sort of
hard
stuff.
To figure out that, because that is like, you know, very much, it's not fake, but it's more of a setup scenario, right? Like,
yeah, and like I'd rather it be just natural, and like a lot of stuff that's in there is like kind of like when my producer Max or producer and camera guy Derek would like randomly film me, you know, or it's like, or I could like have them record and then try to forget that they're recording, you know, because once it was on, then I was trying to be on, and you know that doesn't work.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to take that leap, I feel like, to tell your story. You know, I think a lot of people might be I think there's both scenarios. I think there's people that are putting themselves in their documentaries that shouldn't be, and then there are people that should be in these documentaries that aren't. You know what I mean? And you have to think. Yeah.
Did you see the documentary Mistaken for Strangers?
I've not seen it.
It's really good. It's about that. Oh God, it's the brother of some popular band. I forget what their name is. But it's so natural the way he kind of like records everything. Like, because it's his brother, you know.
Yeah.
And even the establishing shots, it's like they're like in London somewhere, and like he just sees like someone like smash into something, and that's like oh, we're in London. It's just like it's very natural, and that's what we try to like. There's a couple movies that we'd watch and like reference, you know, like that, and like Tickled was another one where it was
I love Tickled.
You know, like because he the way he puts himself in there, it wasn't very forced. It was like, well, I'm a part of the story.
He does a great job.
But he knows when to back up too. It's not like you're seeing him necessarily walk with a lot of people. I mean, sometimes they'll just sit down, they'll be talking and all that stuff. You didn't need that sort of walk and talk with the director shots, you know.
Mm-hmm. So,
and I would film those things, and it was the first thing that I cut out. Like it was like when we first started filming in South Carolina. Like I'm walking with Raheel from the engagement photo story. I was like, nope,
Well, you're gonna go over the line sometimes whenever you're making any movie. I feel like,
Yeah.
and it's just about giving yourself options and like you're saying, knowing how to edit and
Yeah.
knowing what to take out and and the hardest challenge of that is you're editing yourself.
Right.
How do how do you, depending on if you hate your performance or if you love it, how do you strike that balance between those, two things? And I think people, I don't know, I think people,
Yeah.
go ahead.
What I love is like at least I still do special features for DVDs. So I'm like, well, at least it lives
Hell
there
yeah.
somewhere, you know?
Well, speaking of special features, if you've seen Tickled but you haven't seen The Tickle King,
Oh, right, right.
then you are missing out on the most satisfying part 2 conclusion of that follow up of that doc. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think HBO even played that. Like it was
Yes,
like, was
but
it
it's
like
not.
20 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, but I've encountered so many people who saw the movie and didn't even know about this. That's how I've watched Tickled King so many times, because then I'm like, you got to see what right now.
Yeah.
Wild stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay, here's a question. I feel like we're in a glory age for documentary series and documentaries in general.
Yeah.
Are you feeling like there's a kick up in people appreciating those, or is it sort of the same intellectual crowd it's always been?
Well, no, yeah, of course. Like, cause like, you know, especially with this Tiger King thing, you know, like, it took me a while to watch it just cause like I just had a baby, you know? So, but like me and my wife started watching it last night. It's like, you know, it's very good. But
Mm-hmm.
like, I remember seeing Super Size Me in the theater with not many people. I remember seeing the Conan O'Brien documentary in the theater with like no one, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, but like it's just like it's like it's why Adam Sandler movies are so much better on Netflix. You know, it's like it takes like the high stakes out of it, you know, like and I
Yeah, you're
love
right.
Adam
And the
Sandler.
pressure.
Like just saying one more time.
Clearly, you
Love
just
Adam Sandler. But once you're watching it like on like a Netflix or a streaming service, it's just like it's it helps you find out a little bit more of an audience. Like with
yeah.
I mean, once Netflix started putting documentaries on their platform, it was just very much like, oh, this is the right spot to be watching it.
Yeah, and I feel like you're seeing it with sorry, I was just moving that thing. I feel like you're seeing it with stand-up too, in a similar way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, cause you know what, right? We would watch it on Comedy Central, you know, like I remember watching Dane Cook and thinking that's special, or all the reruns of Gallagher, you know?
Yeah. Gallagher.
You know, there's a good stuff.
Is Gallagher still alive? Where's his Netflix special?
Netflix, I mean, Gallagher's crazy, you know. I'm a fan of his. I tried to reach out. I tried to reach out to him to do a documentary, and it didn't work.
That you would kill it.
He's a crazy guy, but you know,
crazy. Why didn't it work?
Good way.
What?
Oh, because I just didn't understand the emails. Like I was like, you know, like it was very confusing. Like he sent me to his website for like stories he wrote, and like I would read it. And I was like,
he's like, read my short stories, and you're like, well, what?
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, so how many times does that happen to you? Because I know I've found that every documentary I've tried to start, I haven't been able to finish, because I have trouble with the vast footage and of the vastness of it sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't tried to start a documentary in a long time, but do you have a lot of start stops between projects, or are you careful about your selection of ideas? I mean, don't you have 1,000 ideas for documentaries right now?
I do, but I'm just trying to think, like, because like, so when I first wanted to make a documentary, we started filming this one. It was about this guy named the Chew Man, Chew.
Chew.
His name was Charles Chew, and he was just like a karaoke guy, you know.
Yeah.
And he was like this old guy. He had a cape, you know. He had like this. It was very much of an urban legend of this guy Chew Man, and we filmed some stuff with him, but like I just didn't know how to really make a documentary.
Yeah.
Like we filmed this stuff, and it's like, I feel like we missed a bunch of like story opportunities, and was just one of those things. But like I had not made Santa yet, you know.
Sure.
But so that was like one of the big like first like and it didn't work out, you know.
Yeah.
But I still have this footage. Oh, and you know what? And also when I was younger, when I was 20 to 21, I was running for mayor of my town in New Jersey, and I tried to make that into a documentary. But that would have been. I never even. When I say tried, like I have like
You
10 hours
ran
of
for
footage.
mayor?
Yeah, yeah.
You are insane. That's amazing. Wait, I would love to see that in some form. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm a big Andy Kaufman fan.
Oh, I know. Me too, man.
Yeah, so I just did like a bunch of that sort of stuff. Those are the two like sort of like halts,
Would you
but
go
like
back
sort
to
of,
that, or are you too accomplished a filmmaker to be going around and fucking around like that? Like,
well,
my question is, like, would Morgan Spurlock still spend 30 days eating McDonald's?
well, I mean, if he could sell it, but like, with the Chew Man, I don't think I would, because it's just so many issues with licensing, karaoke
Sure.
songs and all that sort of stuff. But the mayor stuff, every year or so, I go, how can I make this into a short?
Yeah.
There's like that, like, I never think that anything I would do would win an Academy Award. That's never what I try to do or want to like think that I'm in that
You might.
caliber. Yeah. But like documentary shorts, like, I
There you
wonder
go.
if there's like, I don't know if that's like, I feel like there's like, it was a, was it someone, what's that? Someone Ruins Everything. What's that? Adam Ruins Everything show. And it was like the best way to win an Academy Award is to like make a documentary short. Like that's like the easier way.
I know a few Oscar-winning documentary short filmmakers.
Yeah,
and then it's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's cool.
It's still
though.
Very difficult.
But yes, of course.
Like,
it's almost harder. If you have, so that's interesting though. If you had something for filmmakers out there that have are attempting their first documentary or are trying to figure it out as a medium in a format, like it seems like if you have if you have something like that, then it can really like anchor you, I guess.
Because I just don't like I feel like I have all this footage of like just like
you can do a short.
My friends, yeah, and like I just like I'm a pack rat with a lot of stuff, so I like going, well, I mean, if I use that, then it wouldn't mean like it was a waste, like
yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, I definitely I'll check in and go, can I turn that into something, but,
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk to you about some of the best and worst filmmaking advice you've ever been given, if you want to think about it. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna keep it going in just a second. I think I should have the.
So can people see this like break part?
Well, what I'm gonna do is throw up a title card, I think. But they will be able to hear us, I think, unless you mute yourself. Okay. But yeah, here's the. Let's see. Well, I'm not great at this, Here's a little break. I'm going back to this. It's going great, dude. Thank you. Super fun. We'll kind of spend this next segment getting more into I want to dig into your just sort of philosophy on filmmaking independently, and where you started with like your smaller crews and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because it was cool to cover like the work. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta pee. Tommy, you still there?
Yeah.
Let's do Waldo on weed first, and then we'll get into that stuff, and then we'll be done. Dang.
Sure.
Yeah. Really dug that, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I own all of your movies on iTunes now, except for Santa.
Nice.
I need to buy Santa. Yeah, dude. If you have
like
Apple
Santa.
TV, I have over 500 movies on iTunes. If you want access.
Oh, nice.
I've been buying them since Blu-ray. Just didn't do
I
the
got
Blu-ray
really-
thing.
Yeah, I got real into it when like it came with the digital copy as well. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. But I just started buying them on iTunes instead because I was like, another disc? Like, this is crap. I'm just going to start buying them because I had an iPod and I would watch, I don't know why, but I would watch stuff on my tiny iPod. All right, we're going to come back.
Okay.
If you're ready.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey everybody, it's Andrew Edison, and you're listening to Movie BLAB. All right, guys, we're back with Tommy Avalone, superstar documentary filmmaker. I'm always just throwing documentary filmmaker extraordinaire. No, it's true. I mean, your docs have gotten a lot of reach.
Well, thank you. I
You know that, right? You know that, don't you?
I mean, it's weird. I mean, yeah, like Santa did its own little thing. It was on Netflix for a bit. You know, Mick got to go on the Daily Show about it. It was each one has its own little fun thing.
Yeah.
You know, so
Cool.
yeah. Because like Santa, like we didn't get to really do like a big festival run with it because it's like we kind of needed to be out for the holidays and we kind of missed those sort of opportunities. So like that was like the bummer. But Mick was on the Daily Show and I got to be in the green room for it. You know, like that was cool. Yeah.
With Jon Stewart.
Yeah, but Mick showed up late, so I didn't get to meet John.
On set of the Daily Show, you know what I mean? Not this new Daily Show.
Right, but what was cool about it though is like Mick mentioned me. He's like, "Oh yeah,"
Yeah.
and the director Tommy Avalone, and Jon Stewart goes, "Don't make up names."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to see that. That's awesome. I love the Daily Show. There's an amazing oral history of it that I just like blew through. It was incredible. A book that's out.
I have such difficult times reading oral histories.
Oh, they're
Like,
my favorite. Some
I-
people hate them. I love them. I just got one for The
can't do it.
Office. I just got one for The
Yeah,
Office. Yeah.
I love The Office. I've been watching it like every night for like 3 or 4 years.
It really helps with coronavirus. But
Oh yeah, I just saw the thing for that.
yeah, I'd like to talk to Andy Green one day. But that is such a cool show. I mean, it means so much to me. I don't know why. I guess it means a lot to a lot of people.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. But I'd like never worked in a cubicle. The cheapest is Todd Packer. He's
Oh.
$75, but which is nice of him.
Maybe the second round, like he already kind of happened. And when I started talking to him about it, because like he was that, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you know, there actually could be something here." You're like, "Oh, that's interesting," you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, just saying, that I do like the movie Half Baked and
Affect you artistically.
mindset.
Mhm.
But I
agree.
do.
I feel like I do that. I mean, I'm attracted to people that are different.
You know. Nights. Like I remember sitting there and watching, like we did like no PR for it, and we're able to bring all these people in. And it's like this could, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like it was the first. Right. But thank you. But like I would be at festivals. Like for example, I was in BFI in London. You know, like this really big or this. And all that sort of
Mine's
stuff,
about
you know,
starving and in isolation. Yeah.
and, like other documentaries that I like. Like there was this amazing documentary on Showgirls, like the movie Showgirls. And it's like with our movie, it's like everyone thinks it's gonna be like Where's Waldo getting high, you know? Like so it's just different, like making those sort of Trojan horse sort of movies.
I love that.
But yeah, but like I do love like the pop culture stuff because that's
Let the universe bring you check in on what the universe is bringing you story. So in a different way, I see like a movie in my head, then I start to get excited about that. But I got to keep that from happening too much because you have boom to boom. Wow.
Summing Waldo while editing Bill Murray, and so like
Yes.
and then it shifted that 2018 year, and everyone's like on the ground floor and all that sort of stuff. And
in
like
what way did it shift though?
But like so like I think there was in 2016 people like streamers were still very open to acquiring finished movies.
Yep.
Whereas 2018 at Sundance, like they were like, it was like Netflix and Hulu were like, yo, we're not acquiring this way we used to.
Yeah.
We're starting on the ground floor. We're making our own stuff. So it's like movies that were like selling for like this, then started selling like this drastically.
Yeah. Hey guys, we decided to murder indie film. What's up, guys? Welcome. Happy Sundance. You're dead to us as a whole thing that exists.
I really thought you were going to a break right there. You're like, hey guys, well that was great, and we're gonna go. I was like, oh, that's an interesting part. Like,
there's only one break, unless you need another.
No. I just thought that was that's really,
yeah.
That's a choice right there.
No, I mean I'm pissed about that, and that's something I've talked to pretty much everyone I've interviewed about how it's harder and harder to some of the other, Amazon's putting indie films out there, or you can put your indie film, but they're not featuring them, in the same way that they were. It's a different landscape. And so many of those filmmakers are now doing the TV series and the web series and all that kind of stuff. Do you imagine in the future you might want to do a series like that? Or do you prefer the format of movies?
Well, I love television, but the thing is with anything, like I've kind of found my own sort of back door where it's like with Santa Claus, like people would like, yeah, but that's not a feature, and they say that same thing. Well, you got to find interesting characters. But yeah, I know, like, so I just made it, like Bill Murray's story is like, well, how do you make that a feature? It's like, all right,
people will tell you no. Yeah.
Yeah, but like all my ideas, all of them on paper, seem awful,
I love
but like,
that.
and because it's like I go, I'm make this documentary about Bill Murray stories. Like, oh, was it like 30 minutes? It's like no, I'm gonna go. I mean, it was still a short feature, but it was a feature,
Well,
and then Waldo.
Your stuff is just so accessible that it doesn't need to go. I mean, comedies shouldn't be very long, and you obviously do these, more comedic. At least your first two films were the people don't want to watch a comedy for 2 hours. Right.
Yeah, I mean, like,
no matter how dramatic it gets inside. Yeah.
Right. I mean, even looking back at Santa, like, I mean, that movie came out in 2014. Like, I was like, I could have shed like 5 minutes. Like, and I know I would have cut it.
Oh yeah, well, that happens.
Yeah, but like, I like even with Waldo, it's like, you're like, here's the idea, but like the idea with all the you kind of like do that zoom out. Like, I mean, the O.J. Simpson documentary, it was like 3 or 4 parts. Like, they did the best of zooming out. You're like, these are just like all these sort of, but it was awesome, but like, you're like, it's like you walk in with an idea of something like that, but you kind of can use those things to like tell like a bigger story,
Absolutely.
Like Santa Claus, it's like, it's about identity and community, and Bill Murray, it's living in like being available, living in the moment, being present, it's like
disconnecting from to connect. Yeah.
And then like, so like it's I always find it interesting when people watch this stuff and I go, well, I wasn't expecting that. It's like, good. But what you were saying though, it's like, so like there is that shift in like they want to like, but through this virus thing, I really feel like it's going to go back to like, because everything's shut down, like this is the time to have an indie like movie out, because
that's what I'm hoping.
Everything's going to be kind of, I feel it might go back to that, but going from Murray to Waldo, like I've really put the last, I guess, year into just trying to like develop certain things where it's like I'm not making movies, but like now I'm making like sizzle reels, and like building out packets to go, well, this is what I want to do, and this is how I want to do it in a bigger way.
I see. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Because it's like I could keep making these smaller movies and like killing myself in some way, because it's like it's me, Derek, and like maybe 1 to 2 other people. Like Bill Murray, it was me, my buddy John, Derek, and Max.
Yeah.
Like all these like producing team, And that was what we did. And then I would go and edit, and then I would show it to them, and then we'd whittle it down,
Yeah.
And the same thing with Waldo, it's like, all right, I'm going to go lock myself in a room for
See you guys.
2
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, I heard something of, I think it was the director of Parasite, Bong Joon-ho. Is that how I pronounce his name? I think so, right?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't even know how to pronounce my name sometimes.
Okay. Tommy Avalone.
Well, yeah.
Right before we got on, I went, because I had always read it wrong, obviously. And then I heard you say it when I rewatched Bill Murray.
Oh, cool.
So right before we got on, I said, Tommy Avalone, because I didn't want to
There's
say
friends
Tommy
of mine
Avalone.
There's friends of mine that still correct me. I go, that's why I call everyone man, hey, or yo.
Well, I'd rather my name rhyme with baloney than provolone. That's how I feel.
There you go.
So I'm happy for you. Okay, so advice from other filmmakers. How have you leveraged the independent film community and the documentary community to make your films, to get them seen? You've obviously done a lot of festivals. How do festivals play into getting your film out there, not just to distributors, but just to viewers?
I mean, I my first real festival run was Murray. Like we just did we got into Doc NYC for Santa, but like we couldn't go in because like their festival started like a day after we were on Netflix, so it kind of sucked.
I got short-ended on the. I loved getting the Bindlestiffs picked up, but we didn't get to play more than like 2 festivals, which was a bummer.
Yeah, but you were doing like Slam Dance, and that's awesome.
Yeah, but still, like going on the festival, I wanted to go to Missouri and see how they reacted.
Well, that's the best. It's like, so like you find out that like, especially with a movie like Bill Murray, where it's like there's some festivals that will go like the difference between Waldo and Murray. More people wanted Murray than Waldo because they knew they could sell more tickets for Murray than for Waldo because Bill Murray's name is in the title. So then you find these festivals that actually like fly you out and like put you in hotel rooms, So you're like,
yeah, the Dallas did that, and that was awesome. That was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, but wait, are you from Texas? Aren't you originally? No.
Yeah, but we went to the Dallas. I'm from Houston and Austin. But we went to the Dallas Film Festival, and they put you up there, which was like cool.
You flew for that? Isn't that like a 3-hour drive?
No, they didn't fly me. They put us up in a hotel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, fine, come on.
No, I drove down to Dallas, no problem. Yes, fly me 20 minutes to Dallas, please. Or I won't screen this movie I made for nothing.
But yeah, but like it was one of those things where you never hear of some of these festivals, but you're like, I've never been here. You're like, I'll check that out. Like I love just like exploring different areas and going, oh, okay, let's just check this out.
And you get to meet a lot of other filmmakers that can, be a good support system or just be someone to reach out to for connections or whatever.
Well, that's the goal, man. Like you watch like the Spielbergs and the Lucases and all those sort of things, and that was like they were all buddies, and like even like the Chicago scene for a while it was like Kamel and T.J. Miller and Pete Holmes, like they're all buddies. Like I have this like fantasy of like even like Kevin Smith, Tarantino, and Rodriguez. He was like, I'll just kind of keep up together. It's like I want that. Like now, like I remember, I think I started doing that with Waldo. I was like, let me just see the filmmakers I want to be pals with, and I just like instead of like worrying about press, like we had like our PR people worry about that. Like I was like, I just want to find my class,
Yeah, do one for you and one for them. Yeah.
well, no, but just like it was just like I reached out to the director of the Showgirls movie. There was this Circus of Books documentary that was phenomenal. I was like, oh, I'm gonna hang out with her. Like there's all
the people that you
want
to connect with, just to go seek them out and see what are they. Maybe they won't respond. Who cares?
Yeah. But I just love meeting the other directors doing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we're all about. Why I reached out to you, but you would. Very rarely.
Yes, let's have a showdown about this.
Yeah. So you were the Kevin Smith or Smodcast, like the thing. Like you had the big
first one
theatrical. Yeah.
But we were supposed to have that theatrical release.
Oh, it didn't happen?
No, but there's no evidence that it didn't happen. So I just go with it sometimes.
Oh, I see what you're
The
saying. I see what you're
tour.
saying.
Yeah.
I get it. But that, so like, I remember, I don't know if it was Facebook, MySpace, I don't know what it was, but like, I got your email. We had talked a couple different times, but I would reach out to you every once in a while. And then you just big time me from time to time until you got a podcast, you know, and then you're like, hey, buddy.
Okay, so I spent the first 5 years of my 20s having this film come out, right? Being because it happened when I was 20 and 21, and then
Bad times to get like that, a big introduction to that world.
Oh yeah, and with the water bottle tour and meeting with all these crazy, you know, studios and stuff, and at the same time I was losing my dad. It took him a year after he had a heart attack. He was sort of he was slowly. It was very rough. And then I was also I was developing. I wasn't developing, but I was undiagnosed bipolar at that time without realizing it. And so I was drinking a lot and doing a lot of not able to finish things, not able to focus. I was running a production company in Austin, and we did okay there, and we had fun. You know, it was a good thing. But once I got diagnosed and I was able to kind of the mania. You know, it was, and then the ups and downs went away because I was able to take medication and figure out kind of, and then suddenly I was able to, in the past, you know, 4 years, I've been able to do work, write scripts, finish things, make podcasts, you know, and also quitting booze helped too. I'm Cali sober.
Nice.
So that's a whole, that whole part of my life was such a struggle, but without even me realizing it because of the nature of this, and affected me so much as a filmmaker. But now it's given me a lot to talk about and a lot of stories to tell. And I found my, you know, and New York is also inspiring when we're allowed to leave our apartments.
Well, for the record, I still don't feel bad about giving you a hard time.
No. You can give me a hard time. I'm just saying, so to connect it back, I was, it is nice to be back on social media more. And it is nice to kind of be talking about things I think about every day. Like I'm loving doing this. And it's nice to have just shot a short film that I can't wait to get out there whenever festivals come. Yeah, we shot on Lomo anamorphic lenses, dude, from the 70s. It looks so crazy. Yeah, it was so difficult. But it's
now's the time for everyone to make their end of the world movies, because like there's like, you can just go to New York and go to Times Square and there's no one there.
So this is a question I've asked a lot of people. Do you think these end of the world stories right now, they're surging, right? Everything that's about contagions or whatever is people are watching that on Netflix.
Dude, there's a coronavirus documentary out right now.
Already?
Yes.
Is that CNN?
It's a 40-minute thing. It looks very, I don't want to say anything bad about it. It doesn't look well done. It looks like they're like the very beginning of it, like it was a foreign country. Well done? Because they rushed it out. Yeah, but like it was like I was looking at the iTunes charts because I was, you know, paying attention to Waldo, and I was like, the coronavirus, and I was like, I really want to beat the coronavirus, but we never did. But it was just like, how does that happen already? You know, it's like so crazy.
Maybe someone's shooting the documentary right now where they actively try and get coronavirus, because it seems like there's been a lot of people licking toilets and shit on social media. So
like the was that
and then getting it.
what's that documentary with the Russian doping that won the Academy Award and sold for like $5 million?
Doping? It wasn't Dope Sick Love, was it?
No. It was like a bicycling. No, I haven't.
It's on HBO Go. It's so good. 60mm black and white, following some heroin addicts in New York. In like the.
You're like a real film guy. Like, you know, like the technical stuff.
What do you mean?
Like, you talk about lenses and
yes. Vindel Sips was Icarus. Okay, I've seen that.
Yeah, but that's what you're saying. Like, you know, someone just he was like trying to like dope himself for like bicycling, and then it turned into something else. So
yeah.
Well, we'll talk about the lenses and stuff. What were you saying? Like how you with the real filmmaker stuff, like.
So I I kind of fluctuate. Like sometimes I want to. It depends on the story. Like we were talking about with you, but this particular story needed to be cinematic and anamorphic, and because it's all in this tight house, so I wanted this like these really wide shots in this very small location. And to make people really uncomfortable because it's a drama. So I now that shitty things have happened to me, I want to tell stories about that are more serious. And that's just where I'm drawn to right now because of life. You know, you live your life and things. You know, you experience the hardships and the realities and life and death and all of that stuff, and then suddenly that's what you're interested in instead of fucking a prostitute. But I still love those types of movies, and I'm still trying to kind of. I'll return to that just like you might return. You'll return to more pop culture-y fun. Whatever.
Yeah, I like stories that are like difficult. That like you're like because it's like I feel like so many people don't like. I feel like sometimes like leaving when we're allowed to leave the house, but like it was like. It's why I don't beep at anyone. It's like you don't know what that person in the car is going through. Like they could have just lost their father. They could have just did all these things. You just don't know. Like I remember like 2015 was like a very difficult year for myself. And then like I remember going like, if someone were to beep at me, I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, totally.
Like you're just like, you don't know if it's like that movie Falling Down, it's like snaps are real, like people snap, people break, like it's just like you don't know what, like you're all going to like a grocery store and interacting, but you don't know like who is about to have a mental breakdown, who's having a great day, who just lost someone, who's just, it's like it's just a weird environment, and like and certain things people say or behavior, like they just don't know what they're saying, they don't know what they're doing, and it's very difficult to interact with people who are currently going through something or sometimes have gone through something.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Those are like those things that are super fascinating for me. Like where they look like it's like there's a guy in Philadelphia that's a funny pizza guy, and like when I meet with him, he's like, "Oh, by the way, my kid's got cancer," and all this stuff. You're like, "Oh, that's intense."
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like the people. I'm trying to think about how to say this. I think Corona is helping us in that one way of like hopefully making us be more kind to each other. But I doubt it. For example, one woman, this is a joke, but one woman, Lucky Charm 9, I'm going to shout her out because she gave us a 0.5-star review or a 1-star review on iTunes, and we had no reviews yet just because she couldn't figure out how to get the episode to rewind. And it's like, you don't know how hard I've been working on this podcast, Lucky Charm 9. I want you to be a listener. How did you even find my podcast? I have no idea who you are, but thanks for the negativity. I fixed it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we have like a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes for Bill Murray stories. And it's because like this one guy named Andrew, not you.
It was me.
Like said this didn't get it, and it's like, there's like all these misspellings on his like review and all that stuff. It's like you want to review his review, like this is how to make it better.
You can't. You can't even respond on these things. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but then who gives a fuck? You're putting yourself out on the internet. You're subjecting yourself to people's opinion.
But I sometimes had fun, like like commenting on some people, like because like I think a lot of people will post things, especially like Bill Murray. It's like I guess people thought it was a bigger movie than it was, but like they would post some people who maybe didn't get it or whatever, and I would write back to them, and they were like, it was funny for them to be like, so this is their statement, and then when you reply as the person who made it, they're like, oh well, like, you forget like there's someone who put like 2 or 3 years into something, and you're like, oh, now I feel bad.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we don't know what we're going through, and I think that's a great message to send out there. And I think that your compassionate documentaries help us remember that as well. Tommy Avalone, I think we're wrapping it up here because this has been incredible. Well, I mean, I didn't want to keep you for too long. Can we talk a little more? Are you okay?
Oh, well, what's a little bit more? I mean,
yeah, we should end this. Valuable. Let's end this, baby. I know you have children. I want to get you to your kids.
You want to do another 15? We can do another 15.
All right, let's do another 15.
You got the questions. I don't see this.
I got a question. What is your favorite truly independent film?
Oh, truly independent.
In terms of it
Not
wasn't sold until after, it was made and then sold.
right. Definitely not Bindle Stiff.
Yeah, of course not. I'm gonna play.
I did buy that though. I did buy it.
It was a mercy buy. It was a mercy buy. You only bought it because I friended you on Facebook, probably.
No. I was very big. I still am like in the like. Oh well, I can relate to the struggle, and like I'll buy sort of things. Like I bought that. I bought that, and I bought the other one that came out during our run. It was like Alter Egos, which is that was good too.
I haven't checked that out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a part of the Kevin Smith thing, and I think I got the
Dirties
Milkshake.
The Dirties is a great movie.
He's good. He's probably
an interesting guy. He stayed with me. I'd like to get him on here. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta connect us with him because I loved his what was it the
show on Vice?
No, I haven't seen that one, but like the movie.
Oh yes. Yeah, about Houston, NASA, the fake landing, the fake moon landing, something.
Yeah, God, the Dirties thing is crazy.
Dirties is a great film. The Dirties, yeah. And I'm sure it still needs some love, like all indie movies do a few years after they've been released.
but that's so interesting with that one too, because it's like it is about it's a different perspective of seeing something about school shooting.
Yes.
And it's like, that's the stuff that I'm fascinated with, where it's like not everyone's born a monster, it's like, these are the steps that kind of got you to make that decision,
Yeah. It's interesting that's what my short film is about in some ways. I mean, it's not set at a school, but, and it was
someone who has issues and can't get help. And this is just something that kind of
all what?
maybe we should have stopped when you first said that. Maybe we shouldn't do the extra 15. Now it's just like, but like
because we're disagreeing. This makes good radio, bro.
No.
Looking forward to that bad day with Jonah Hill.
Yeah. I'm only half joking.
I don't know who the fuck this is for. Probably just me. We're really just having a night. This is just an excuse to have a nice chat. Is what's up.
Right. Yeah. It's funny. Like
Yeah.
And it's just great. Like it's just like I do like just talking to other filmmakers who are doing this stuff.
And we're great friends. I just got to hang out with him at one of my good friends' weddings.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, he really is. He's always been a fantastic actor, so that didn't surprise me at all. Luke is more going on to get John in something again.
Yeah, because I mean, like, was it Premature? Like that was a great movie.
That was a fun ass movie, yeah.
And then like was it Dan Beers? Like he was someone I reached out to that had Bill Murray, and it was like the fact checkers unit.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah,
but
like
for the podcast.
Oh no, God, I'm sorry. The Bill Murray stories.
To interview.
Yeah, but it wasn't really a Bill Murray story. It was just kind of like him working with him. So like he was like,
yeah.
it wasn't.
I'm gonna have him on soon. I'm excited for that.
But that's so cool. Like, 'cause like that was what like I was like so like I grew up like they were just friends that kind of came up together, and I think that's cool that like you guys made this movie together and like have all been able to do these sort of like fun things.
Yeah, I mean, it was an awesome time because we were making a film without worrying at all about who was going to see it, whether we weren't worried about our careers yet. We weren't worried about any of that kind of stuff because we were so young, and that gave it a freedom and a spirit of just like making this thing together. It was like it was magic for us. It was like a magical time.
And how did the whole Kevin Smith part come into play?
I'm signed with William Morris, and so they brought it to him. But it was after we won the audience award at Slam Dance.
Okay, so you won the award at Slam Dance, then got signed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. It was William Morris.
I think.
Nice. I'm a William Morris fella too.
Oh hell yeah! I have to check in. I have no idea, to be honest, because I've been MIA, but I'm back now and just gonna send them. I just send them stuff and they get back to me. I send them stuff when I have something to see.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, the big stuff, the pitching and the rewriting of screenplays and that kind of stuff. It just doesn't like. I'd rather podcast with a filmmaker. Isn't that weird?
Right. Yeah.
I'd rather make my own something. I don't know. Just something
Well,
about.
because
Maybe I'm just
podcasts are
pursuing my first film experience. I mean, forever just trying to make it like that again. Of just like making a cheap film with no worries or rules. But
yeah, I mean, like it's like oh damn, what was I saying? Oh no, these like sort of podcasts are kind of like the new version of commentary tracks. Where you kind of like get to figure out sort of the nuts and bolts of like how things went down and what went wrong and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, all these comedians have them, so why can't we have one for filmmakers?
Right.
It's less funny and nerdier, but
well, when I did my pilot or the first episode, I got to interview Jeff Tremaine, and like just picking his brain from going from like Jackass movies to The Dirt.
Yeah,
like it was really like one of those things where like, oh, I just learned so much, and like now I can use that sort of like knowledge into apply
it's super inspiring. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm gonna go work on my shit after this, and I'm going off this fun podcast with you, so it like gives me that, like, that little creative inspiration kick, for the second half of the day, which is awesome. That's why I'm loving doing this.
I feel like I didn't add anything good.
You feel like you sucked?
Well, what knowledge did I help out with? Like,
I was about to ask you to come on all the time. I was gonna say you got to be on bonus features whenever, and you got to come on again as an interview.
I mean, this is the stuff I love doing. Like,
I think you're killing it. I mean, I don't know. I haven't read any of the user feedback yet, but
there's feedback.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Dude, I don't get the internet whatsoever. Like, I remember my buddy telling me like we're like, oh, we should put our skits on YouTube. Like, what? YouTube? Like, I just remember that was all about like people just lip syncing. Like, I didn't understand it.
Right.
And then you have like Derek Comedy being like the first people who do like YouTube videos, and now he's winning Emmys for Atlanta.
Himself. Whatever. The pooped himself one is my favorite. Have you seen that one? Where he's sitting at the. Oh, okay. I'll send it to you.
I think I saw one with like there's a dead body or something like that. I forget what it was, but anyway. Yeah, but I mean,
it's crazy how that. Yeah, I mean, I think we're so affected, even if it's not. I mean, by the internet, and it's changing independent film in such a way that we don't even understand fully. We can't even fully wrap our minds around it.
Him and two of his buddies made skits, put it online.
Yeah.
Then he starts running for 30 Rock. Then he's on Community.
Oh, and you forgot he made an indie film called Mystery Team that went to Sundance too, which is awesome.
That's true, right? Yeah. Now, where was that in the
They went from Derek Comedy to Mystery Team because they used all the money from Mystery Team from Derek Comedy to make. Because that's when YouTube actually gave money for that kind of stuff, right? Even if it was dirty, and so then they used that money to make Mystery Team.
Okay.
So it's a Derek Comedy thing, but I don't know if he was on 30 Rock or whatever.
Yeah, but then like
I remember.
So it's just like I.
And now he's Childish Gambino.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, Atlanta's so good. It took me so long to like actually like watch that.
Yeah.
For no reason, But I just started.
I love it.
But I love it. Yeah. I watched all 2 seasons in like 2 weeks.
Oh, that one with the old man thing is just crazy.
Yeah. Why? Whoever that third guy is, he's like in Sorry to Bother You and like in everything now.
I love Sorry to Bother You, but I don't know. Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about. I've seen the first season. I've seen both seasons. When's the third one?
Yeah, I have no idea. But the old guy is in season 2, so yeah, you've had to have seen season 2.
Yeah, that's what I realized. Yeah. That was just like whoa. That was like a fucking episode of what is it? Black Mirror or something. It was like the Black Mirror.
I've never seen that. Yeah.
Oh, you never watched Black Mirror? Yeah, it's all right. Well, guys, I think that we should leave it there. Tommy, you have done a great job despite how neurotic you're feeling right now.
I am.
I can't thank you enough for being on here. Everyone has to check out Waldo on Weed. It is not about finding a stoner Waldo. It is about an important story that touches on a lot of important issues, and I think you'll find it to be extremely educational. And even I think in these times, I was thinking a lot about watching it in the context of coronaviruses. So if you have seen it, watch it again.
Right, because it's like people sometimes will go, "Oh, it's got to be a great time to put a movie out
Yeah.
for the virus." But you're like, it's about cancer." But like, oh, well, flip it. It's about a family overcoming something, and it's a movie about hope. You know,
Yes.
so so it's there.
Exactly. And so
AldoOnWeed.com, and it's executive produced by Whoopi Goldberg. So
and
there you
give
go.
it some love on Facebook. Give it some love on Twitter. Say you heard him on the podcast, because Tommy's doing this. Tommy spent a lot of his valuable time here, and so
Very valuable.
he needs those likes and subscriptions, just like Movie Blab does. Tommy, thank you so much for being here. Here's a little message now about Movie Blab.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me.
I'm getting used to this shit. I don't know. I think I'm burning. Hey everybody, it's Andrew Edison, and you're listening to Movie Blab. Hey
Awesome,
guys,
man.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you. It was so fun. We are building an
I always,
amazing following, and we're feeling
I hope I did
great
all
about
right.
this. You did so good. Will you dance with me to this promo so people listen to it? Pages across platforms. We're on. Will you move your head like this? Facebook. We're on Twitch. Nothing. YouTube. Did you dance at your wedding? Figure out how to do it all. But the big announcement is we are on Spotify, everyone's favorite place.
It's just so weird because I'm hearing you and then I'm hearing
check it out. Go to Movie Blab. I just put it over this when I put out the podcast. Subscribe. Please download the episodes. I mean, we were talking more. We love you, and it's all falling apart. With much more Wednesday.
I just don't know what to respond
to.
To.
Interview with Tommy Avalone. Excited for that. I don't know. Just would you pull the bill? Will you show us the Murray head closer? So everyone stay safe, and thanks again. Okay, I'm gonna play it again, and will you just keep that there so that people think Bill Murray is there, and then I think I'll cut that little part out, like you said. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening yet again. We are building an amazing following, and we're feeling great about this. So please like and subscribe to our pages across platforms. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube. And we're trying to figure out how to do it all. But the big announcement is we are on Spotify, everyone's favorite place to listen to podcasts. So check it out. Go to Movie Blab on Spotify. Please subscribe. Please download the episodes. We love you, and we will be back with much more. Wednesday, special interview with Tommy Avalone. I'm excited for that. We just did that. It's Wednesday right now. Also, so everyone stay safe, and thanks again. He needs more followers. There he is. You got to make a little noise so people can see it.
Noise.
There he is.
Movie Blab is recorded live from Brooklyn, New York.
I'll see you soon. Tommy,
Bye,
it was so fun.
Thank you so much.
All right, have a good rest of your day, man.
Cool. I don't know how to get out of this.
Good luck.
All right, there you go.
Just having a band too. All right.